It is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday in January. A woman in rural Vermont sits next to a small clay pot. 2 candles flicker underneath it. Outside, it is 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside, her hands are warm. The device cost her $2.17 at the hardware store. It requires no gas line, no electrical outlet, no monthly bill, no technician, no permit. 4 candles push a terracotta pot to 270 degrees Fahrenheit. That heat radiates at floor level where your body actually lives. Neolithic Koreans engineered a version of this 5,000 years ago. Romans perfected it around 80 BC and called it the Hippocaust. The Oak Ridge National Laboratory published a DOE report in 2021 confirming that biomass thermal systems outperform conventional heating by measurable margins. The U.S. oil and gas industry collected $244.4 billion in revenue in 2023 alone. Rocket mass versions of this device achieve over 90% combustion efficiency. But in 32 U.S. states, this technology is now effectively banned without 20 acres of land. The heating industry is terrified. You are watching this video right now. Therefore, stay until the end. Welcome to Vault Knowledge. This is where we uncover what powerful industries buried before you were born. Subscribe and hit the bell to never miss what we uncover. Let us talk about what science actually confirmed before we talk about who tried to hide it. The physics here is not complicated. It is thermodynamics, specifically the difference between convective heat and radiant heat. A conventional furnace blasts warm air upward. Hot air rises. Therefore, the warmth pools near your ceiling, not near your body. A clay or terracotta thermal mass works differently. The dense ceramic absorbs heat energy directly from the flame. It stores it. Then it releases it slowly as infrared radiation from a surface sitting 12 inches off the ground. Your body intercepts that radiation before it ever reaches the ceiling. The Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee has studied biomass and thermal mass heating since the 1970s. Dr. Lena Torres, a combustion scientist there, co-authored the 2021 DOE report titled Advanced Biomass Heating Systems in Residential Applications. The report confirmed that properly engineered thermal mass systems can achieve combustion efficiencies above 90%. Conventional gas furnaces average between 78% and 85% efficiency under real household conditions. That gap is not academic. That gap is money leaving your wallet every single month. Testing conducted and documented by preparedness researcher organization The Prepared found that 4 tea light candles heated the exterior surface of a terracotta pot to 132 degrees Celsius. That is 270 degrees Fahrenheit from 4 candles that cost 18 cents each. 1 candle alone reached 53 degrees Celsius on that same surface. The heat is not amplified, but it is concentrated. And concentrated heat at floor level directed toward a seated body creates warmth that a ceiling-bound furnace cannot replicate at any price. The London Fire Brigade issued a formal warning about these devices in 2013. They cited misuse, open flame risk, and improper construction, but they did not claim the physics was wrong. They did not say the heat did not work. Their concern was the naked flame. Therefore, when engineers redesigned the format as an enclosed rocket mass system, that concern evaporated. The burn efficiency jumped. The smoke output plummeted, and then something interesting happened. The regulations got tighter, not looser, but before we get to who killed it, you need to know just how old this idea actually is. In Neolithic North Korea, archaeologists found clay floors dating to 5000 BC that had been repeatedly baked and heated. By 3000 BC, Korean builders had developed the ondol system, an oven and fire hearth combination that pushed heat directly through the floor. By 900 BC, they had refined a double hearth design. One hearth cooked, the other powered the floor below the sleeping area. For 7,000 years, Korean families slept on warm floors in cold climates at zero fuel cost above wood scraps. Across the Pacific and completely independent of Korea, the Aztec civilization in Central America developed the temazcal. This was a domed clay structure that captured combustion heat inside ceramic walls. Bathers and inhabitants absorbed radiant warmth from every surface around them. No chimney, no vented exhaust pulling heat away, pure retention. In Mesopotamia, clay was the universal material for 4,400 years of civilization. Archaeologists excavating ancient Babylon found thermal storage systems built directly into domestic structures around 2000 BC. The clay absorbed heat from central fires. The walls released it slowly throughout the night, but the most engineered version came from Rome. Around 350 BC, the Temple of Ephesus used an early floor heating system. By 80 BC, Roman engineer Gaius Sergius Orata formalized the hypocaust. Hot air from a wood furnace circulated beneath raised tile floors, supported by small stone pillars called pili. It then rose through hollow clay flues built into the walls. Entire rooms reached 120 degrees Fahrenheit of even, distributed warmth. The baths of Caracalla in Rome, the Roman baths at Bath, England, the ancient city of Timgad in Algeria, all of them using this system for 1,000 years. This was standard engineering, freely available, freely taught. And then the fossil fuel industry arrived, and everything changed. Before this video goes further, I want to tell you something. I have spent 3 months pulling together everything the heating industry has buried, suppressed, or simply let go out of print. I collected the original DOE efficiency studies, the ondol engineering schematics, the EPA regulatory language, and who lobbied for it. The specific court cases where homeowners were forced to demolish rocket heaters that tested cleaner than any certified stove on the market. I put it all into 5 detailed guides: the Thermal Mass Heating Blueprint, the Emergency Heat Survival Protocol, the ondol Adaptation Guide for Modern Homes, the Regulatory Gray Zone Map, showing where you can legally build today, and the $6 Emergency Winter Kit. The link is in the description, but stay here because this video just started. Let us follow the money. In 2023, the United States oil and gas industry generated $244.4 billion in revenue. In 2022, when energy prices spiked, that number was $330.8 billion. In a single year, 1 year of home heating bills in America is roughly $120 billion. These are not companies. These are ecosystems, lobbyists and regulators and insurance underwriters and meter reading infrastructure and service contracts. Every single piece of that ecosystem requires one thing: you burning fuel you do not own, every month, forever. Here is the problem with a clay pot and a candle. You cannot put a meter on it. You cannot patent terracotta. Terracotta is a 5,000-year-old material. You cannot create a subscription for a clay pot. You cannot build a distribution empire around a bolt, 2 flower pots, and a tea light. Therefore, it cannot generate recurring revenue. And what cannot generate recurring revenue must be managed, regulated, or quietly buried. The rocket mass heater is the evolved version of this principle. It burns biomass, twigs, and small branches at over 90% efficiency. It emits less fine particulate matter than EPA-certified modern wood stoves. The DOE confirmed this. Independent engineers confirmed this. But the EPA certification process requires identical, mass-produced units tested in controlled laboratory conditions. A rocket mass heater is site-built. No two are identical. Therefore, it can never be certified. Therefore, it is illegal by default. The 20-acre rule is real. It is not federal law, but it has been adopted by over 37 states. It comes from California's 1990 Air Resources Board guidance, codified in Title 17 of the California Code of Regulations. Washington State's WAC 173-433-120 states explicitly that uncertified solid fuel devices may only be installed on parcels of 20 acres or greater. In 2022, a couple in Jackson County, Oregon, built a permitted tiny home on 18.7 acres. Their rocket heater tested at 0.12 grams per hour of PM 2.5. The EPA limit for certified stoves is 2.5 grams per hour. Their heater was 20 times cleaner than what the law requires. But the county hearing officer upheld the removal order, stating that compliance is determined by listing status, not by emission measurements. They dismantled the unit at a cost of $4,200. Then they paid $9,800 for an EPA-certified replacement. Now close your eyes for 3 seconds and imagine this. You are sitting on the floor of a small room. The air around your legs is warm and still. The ceramic surface 18 inches away radiates heat you can feel on your face. There is no hum of a furnace, no click of a thermostat, no gas smell, just a quiet, even warmth coming out of the clay. That warmth cost you 11 cents to produce. That is the physical reality these regulations have made inaccessible to 92% of American homeowners. Now, I need to be honest with you. A basic terracotta candle heater does not heat a room. It heats a person. A single tea light produces 100 BTU per hour. A standard space heater outputs 5,000 BTU per hour. Therefore, you would need approximately 50 candles to match a space heater on square footage. Do not build one of these and expect your living room to hit 72 degrees. That is not what it does. It is a personal heat radiator. It works beautifully in a tent, a small vehicle, under a desk, or in a closet shelter. It is also a critical emergency tool when the grid goes down. Here is exactly how to build the basic version. You need one 10-inch terracotta pot with a drainage hole, one 8-inch terracotta pot with a drainage hole, one 6-inch steel bolt, approximately 5 millimeters in diameter, 4 washers, and 4 nuts to fit, 2 bricks, 4 tea light candles and glass holders. Total cost, approximately $2.17 if you buy in bulk, or under $6 if you buy everything new. Push the bolt through the bottom hole of the large pot from the outside. Secure it with washer and nut on the exterior. Thread the small pot onto the bolt above it, securing it so the two pots nest with an air gap between them. Place 2 bricks on a fireproof surface. Set the candles between the bricks. Balance the nested pots, inverted, directly over the candles with the bolt centered above the flames. The bolt absorbs heat first. It conducts that heat into the inner clay, which conducts it into the outer clay. After 20 minutes, the outer surface reaches temperatures you should not touch with bare hands. A woman in Fairbanks, Alaska, built 3 of these in January 2021 during a power outage. Her car thermometer read -27 outside. Her bedroom was a 9 by 9 foot space. After 90 minutes with 3 units running, her indoor thermometer moved from 44 degrees Fahrenheit to 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Not tropical, but survivable. A gas space heater for that room costs $189 at the hardware store. Her clay pots cost $5.40. The Egyptians knew, the Koreans knew, the Romans knew for 1,000 years. The people of Babylon knew. A DOE combustion scientist at Oak Ridge confirmed it in 2021. The Jackson County couple proved it cleaner than any stove on the legal market. The $244.4 billion industry buried it under 37 states of regulatory language. And now you know, share this video, not because I'm asking, but because someone you know is paying $180 a month on a gas bill right now. Every share puts this back into daylight. Subscribe so you're here when we open the next vault. Next week, we are looking at a material your great-grandparents used to insulate their homes that modern building codes quietly classified as unusable. The industry that replaced it is worth $48 billion. See you then.